Hello, gorgeous people. I'm stressed out by the mess in this room, so that calls for one thing and one thing only: a book unhaul. So today you're going to come with me as I tour around this room and get rid of some books, because there is books everywhere. You are stacked on books right now. There is books as far as the eye can see. My TBR is overflowing. I've never unhauled anything from my TBR. Honestly, I'm not sure that I will be. It's just a potential, okay? Don't get too excited. But there's literally books all over my desk, and there is specifically a very irritating spot just over there that is very messy. Shall I just show you? This is my shame. That's my pile of shame. I don't want that to look like that anymore. Yes, I do have to keep Miso's litter tray there, but that is not what I want that to look like. So today we're going to clear this area. We are going to clear some space on the TBR, and I really want to organize this circular shelf behind me. It used to be basically all my favorite books on there, and then now it's like a mix of TBR and also some of my favorite books. And so I'm going to have like a good think today and try and reorganize this. So they're the two main goals for today. We're unhauling some books. I'm not going to put like a number on it of how many I want to unhaul. Ideally at least like 10, like close to 10 I want to get rid of, because that would just make me feel better. I don't know. I'm like also in the mood to like keep everything and like hold on to everything. I want to get rid of at least 10 books, and I really want to figure out what I'm doing with the shelf, because it's just not working how it currently is. I just don't really like how that looks and how it's kind of like a mix of two things, because normally I organize my books by like theme, genre. I usually do, because then I just find it easier. Like if I'm looking for a classic, I know where to go. If I'm looking for fantasy, I know I just look to my fantasy shelf. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and be harsh today. I'm going to try and be harsher than usual anyway. Like, I'm really getting to the point, I'm starting to get there even more, that I do want my shelves to be only books that I really, really like, or at least that I want, like, that I think that I would be able to recommend to people. Because I am happy keeping hold of some books that I didn't like give a 5 stars to, if I can see myself lending it out to someone in my life for a particular reason, like something I would still really recommend. Whereas if there's books on my shelves that I'm not going to reread and I'm not going to recommend or lend them out to anyone, what's the point in them being there? So that's the plan for the day. Very, very exciting. We're going to be getting organised, a little bit stressful, going to sort this whole scary section out on that shelf, and I'll give you like a mini tour of like how my books look. If you don't already know, I do have a bookshelf tour that is slightly outdated now, but I do have like a full bookshelf tour already up on my YouTube channel if you want to see what that looks like. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm actually going to take you over to this scary pile first, because there's some books behind there, and I'm like, if you're sitting back there on that shelf and you're not even displayed, that's going to be the first place we're looking for unhauling books. So let's grab these books out from underneath here. This is packaging. I like to keep my packaging, because if I do sell books, then I need the packaging to like be able to send them. But like, this is a puzzle that I just recently got. Like, we need to like, okay, let's clear some space and see what's behind here. Okay, hi, we're down on the floor. We are, okay, let's like make piles. These are my bookmarks that I very rarely, if ever, use, because I do fold down the corners of my books, okay? I do that. So we're keeping those. Let's move all these packaging. I need to like find a better way to store this packaging, or try and like condense it down into one. I just don't need this much. Like, I was at one point selling quite a lot of my clothes, so I was keeping a lot of packaging. Like, I don't need to be hoarding this amount of packaging, you know? It's like, it's not that big a deal. Right, we're leaving Miso's litter stuff down here. Although it'd be nice to have this shelf back to use. Like, I've got like Miso's this is kind of like her area. It would be nice to use this shelf, or even to have it as like my little like book jail, to have, if I'm getting rid of some books, like to test out getting rid of them, to like leave them down here. So maybe I will clean this up and like, I don't know, organize this area a little bit. Okay, I've moved some things around, but we do have to kind of keep a lot of stuff that's already here. Like, this is Miso's bag when I take her to the vet, and like, I need to keep some of her litter here. I'm gonna move all the packaging and move my yoga mat so that it's a bit more usable in this space. But let's move on these books, because we have uncovered them now. And also, this is an entirely like free shelf here, well, not free, but it might be free, this can become like the book jail like I was talking about. So let's go through what I've got here. We have a book that I've recently DNF'd. I kind of put it away because I didn't even want to talk about it anymore, didn't want to think about it. This is The Bridge Over the Drina. I'm trying to do this for my Reading Around the World challenge. This is for Bosnia. And oh my god, it was so boring. I was literally trying to read it for like 3 months. I got to like 50 pages and then I just could not continue. And then also I like skipped forward to like page 150 just to check like kind of the tone of like how it moves on. Honestly, it just stayed really boring. So I am going to DNF this. I'm going to have to find another book that I can use for Bosnia for like Reading Around the World challenge. Should I get rid of it? Should I keep it? I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because I might go back to it. Like if I can't find another Bosnian book, if that's the only one, like I have to read something from there. It'd be annoying to get rid of it. Okay, so these three are from the Women's Prize long listing videos that I've been doing or have done. So I read the whole of the long list. This one has actually made it to the short list. So I'm going to keep this because I'm still making videos about these and it might win. So I do want a copy of it in case it does win so that I can talk about it. Maybe do a reread, maybe lend it out to people because it might win and it is shortlisted. So I'm going to keep Restless Dolly Maunda, even though I did not like this. If you've seen any of my Women's Prize lists, vlogs and kind of prediction and like videos, you know that I did not like this one that much at all. But the other two on this are Blue Beautiful World. I think we're gonna get rid of this. This could be my first one in the get rid of pile for this video because first of all, I hate the cover, so we're not keeping it for that. I also didn't like the book. Also, it's part of a series. Also, it didn't make the shortlist. I'm so sorry, but I did get sent this also for free by the publisher, which I feel really bad about like giving it away, but hopefully someone else will love it and like someone else can have it because I don't want it. So that's the first one going in the DNF, or like not the DNF, the unhaul pile. Night Bloom, I'm unsure of to get rid of or not. This might go in the maybe pile for now. And we might come back to this maybe pile. I'm gonna like be more decisive later because I didn't love it and I don't like the cover, which makes me think by my own rules I should be harsh and just unhaul it. I'm gonna put it maybe for now just because it's so new and I just got it, you know, like I feel bad like holding on to books for at least a little bit, but that's just silly. So like I'm gonna put it in the maybe, but probably just work my way up to unhauling it. Let's see what else is in here. We have a children's book that's going to go in the unhaul. I do not know how this came into my house, but Panda's Pajamas can go in the unhaul. We also have The Madness of a Seduced Woman, which I love this cover. I've had this book for ages. I had it for ages before I read it, and then I finally read it and I hated it. I should have DNF'd, and I've just been kind of holding on to it with the hate in my heart as well. I'm gonna DNF. I'm gonna be not DNF. I'm gonna unhaul. I'm gonna be so much more aggressive with my unhauling this time. I don't like that book. So here's another one I'm gonna unhaul. I have a random, this is like book number 3 or book number 2 in Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. I'm not getting rid of this because I don't love Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. I love the whole series. Why do I only have one? Like I've taken it off the shelf what they normally go because like this just doesn't fit with anything. Like it's just on its own. It's not even the first in the series. If it was the first, I would keep it. It's just like a random middle one. Also, I'm kind of tempted to get like pretty editions of the Song of Ice and Fire books and do like a full reread. So, because I haven't read them in years and years. So this one is going to be unhauled, but not because I don't like the book, because I really, really do like that book. Okay, similar reasons for these two actually. I took them off my shelf because I have other editions of these that my friend Alice got me that is so, so sweet. She's the absolute best, and she found these really old school editions that I'd been like specifically looking for in these Robin Hobb books. This is a Farseer trilogy, The Assassin's Apprentice and The Royal Assassin. I actually really do like how these look, but the other ones, let me just show you, like they look so, so cool. This is the same series in the old style covers that I'm just obsessed with. Like I really love the way they look. She got me these first two, and this is the one that I actually read from. And I just love the vibe of this so much more. So unfortunately that does mean the Assassins, or the first two in the Farseer, are going in the unhaul pile. So that's not too bad already. Look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting that as an unhaul. 5, 6, and then 2 in the maybe and 1 that I'm keeping so far. Okay, so what else do we have down here? Oh, this is an interesting one. This is Poor Things. I got this a while ago before the movie came out, and then didn't read it, and then the movie came out and I was gonna specifically wait to watch the movie to read this book. And I started it, just like literally the first page, and I just like put it down almost immediately. Like it starts in quite a strange way, and then I put it down and I thought, oh, I'll just watch the movie, and then watched the movie. Didn't really like the movie that much. Like aspects of it I liked, but like there was a whole thing like I didn't really like. It just made me feel really uncomfortable. So now I'm like, do I keep this? Do I try and read it? I didn't like the movie. I already know what happens in it. Is the book significantly different? Oh, I do like that it's got like these illustrations in there. That's kind of cool. But like this whole vibe of the cover, that is like what the movie gave me, and I really don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, it's quite a cool edition. Like there's like quite a lot of fun stuff going in there, and there's like pictures of the characters. This is going in the maybe. That's going in the maybe pile. We're going to see how well we do. I feel like I've gotten off to like a very good start, but I've got off to an easy start. Like I'm easing myself in, so I'm going to have to be harsher later. Okay, this is easy to be harsh about. I didn't like this book, and I also don't really like hardbacks anymore. Also, I feel like I'm really in the minority with not liking this book. Everyone thinks it's an absolute work of art. I really didn't like it. I just thought it was, the way it was written, I just did not enjoy at all. So this one, The Underground Railroad, I do like the cover, but I'm just like not a hardback person anymore. I'm becoming more and more paperback. So that's gonna go in the unhaul pile. Now we're up to 7. We're gonna smash through my target of getting rid of 10 books. Should I up my target to 15? I might. Okay. Another one that we have taken off the fantasy shelf because I have a different edition of this one. I have the old school style of the Terry Pratchett books. So that's another easy unhaul. Oh, this one's hard. I just put this here because it didn't fit with any of the other like kind of themes on my bookshelf. I didn't have any of the other Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I actually liked this quite a lot. Like this made me cry. And I'm not usually a Taylor Jenkins Reid girl. Like she has a time and a place. Like they are kind of fun sometimes. But this book genuinely made me cry. I was listening to the audiobook, so I didn't actually read this physical book. I also despise the cover. This is going in the maybe pile because, I don't know, very mixed feelings. And also I could see myself lending that out to people. So, oh, this book I freaking hated. I really hated this book. Oh, would I lend it to people though? Yes. My sister really likes this one. But for me personally, I don't want this. I'm not going to reread it. Oh, I do love the cover though. Is this going in the maybe as well? Okay, it's going in the maybe. I'm going to be harsher later. Okay, final one on this kind of like excess shelf. Power. The Power by Naomi Alderman. I didn't really like this. Cool cover. I would lend it out. I kind of feel similarly about both of these. Like I didn't personally like them, but I could see other people liking them. I like the covers, like they look quite cool. Like, do they bring me joy to own? Like, am I happy about owning them? No. Okay, this one's still going in maybe, and then the Power, maybe I'm gonna put in the unhaul pile. So that's the easy part done. We've done the excess shelf and we have pulled, let's have a look. So we have cleared this very dusty shelf that I'm going to dust, and we've made some great progress. This is my keeping. This is my maybe pile, and then this is my unhaul already. Let's keep this energy going. Okay, so let me give you a general overview of this room and where I keep my books. This is the bulk of where I keep my books, and here is where we were just organizing this empty shelf. Here's some more of them. We have this shelf I need to organize. This is my TBR. This is my non-fiction. Up here we have my friend book club books at the top, and then my current like monthly TBR up there. And we also have a whole stack of books. Oh, there's me, hi. We have a whole stack of books here that are the Series of Unfortunate Events books. We have a stack of books down here that are some classics, some books that I've read down here, Deadly Education, and like my pretty Brandon Sanderson books. Then this is my unhaul pile so far. And then we have more books downstairs, but we're just not going to get into that right now. Although I will go downstairs in a minute. Let's start at the top with classics, but I don't think there's anything I'm getting rid of this time. Okay, I told a lie. I did not like the Scarlet Letter, and I also really don't like this edition of it. So that's going to go in the unhaul pile. But to be honest, I'm pretty happy with all the other things that we have up here. So I'm going to leave them be. Okay, my next shelf also feels pretty disorganized, but I'm gonna like not organize this one today. I might do a whole like book organization video separately. But I'm enjoying this one. I didn't love 8 Lives of a Century-Old Trickster. That's a potential. I'll leave it there for now. I really didn't like this book, but I did like his other book, 100 Years of Solitude, just next to it. I kind of want to get rid of it to be able to have more matching covers, but I'm not sure they do a matching cover of this edition. Let me know if you've ever seen one that looks like more similar to this, because I would quite like to get those two matching. A few of my hardbacks that I've had for a while. Oh, do you know what? I did not actually love The Vanishing Half. I obviously don't like the cover because I took the dust jacket off. I might take this down and put it in the unhaul pile and then see if I can find the dust jacket. Also, it's nice to make some space when there's like, when you take out a hardback. I didn't actually like this either, but I do really like the cover. I don't know, I'm like not being very good at this. Oh, I really hated this one. It's Come and Get It, Kylie Reid's new book, but I don't think that I can sell this because it was an ARC. But I'm going to put it in the unhaul pile anyway. Okay, we're getting some space. I feel pretty good about a lot of these. So we're going to leave that shelf there. I feel like I've done pretty well. Move on down to the next shelf. A lot of these are my Reading Around the World books that I will be keeping. I really didn't like this one, but it was one of the first ones I was ever sent. So it's like quite, I don't know, nostalgic for me, but I might keep it for now because I'm so nostalgic. Also, it is a Reading Around the World one. I think that's translated from Swedish. Very happy to keep everything here. Anything to get rid of? No, I think I like all of these. While I'm up high on this shelf though, I need to like try and organize this shelf too. This is like my male fantasy. Oh, I really didn't like this one. I love the cover. I'm gonna put this in unhaul. I'm not going to reread it. I might give it away because I really want to make some more space here. It needs to be like, I don't know, like it's kind of annoyingly stacked. But now we've started on the fantasy, let's carry on because all of this is the fantasy section. So let's see, this will be harder. This is sci-fi. So let's see if there's anything to get rid of. Sci-fi dystopia. This one is more dystopia. I'm tempted to get rid of my Red Rising ones because why do I have like huge chunky hardbacks of books that I liked but don't love? And I don't have the whole series either, which is kind of annoying. But I'll leave them there for now. And then let's carry on round the corner for some more fantasy. I need to like put all the Brandon Sanderson ones together. It annoys me that they're not together. Very happy with all these. Oh, I don't know. I didn't like this that much, but I feel like I'm wrong. Maybe perhaps for the first time in my life because everyone loved it. So maybe I was just in a really bad mood when I read that one day. So I'm kind of want to keep it just to like have another go. I like all these. I like these. P.E. Schwab I have like very mixed opinions on because I feel like, do I love Gallant for example? Like, do I love it enough to have a hardback of it? Not really. It is pretty though. This is going in the maybe. That's going in the maybe pile. We have Ava Reid as well. Very mixed, very mixed. Love Juniper and Thorn. Was quite disappointed in Study and Drowning. Oh my god, Atlas 6, like, what do I do with these? I'm not buying the set to match. This is the first one, the second one, and then the third one I got the ARC. But I will not be buying a third one, like, to match because I hated it. So what do I do with this situation? Do I get rid of all of them? Do I keep just the first one because I like the first one? How do I feel about this? Oh, and these ones are really difficult as well because I really, really love the way these look. But I'm never going to reread them. Oh, this is getting difficult. You know what? Last time I was doing this, I was umming and ahhing about these two. Like, these two series, The Daughter of the Moon Goddess and the Six Crimson Cranes, which I've just noticed are the wrong way around. I think out of the two, I definitely prefer Daughter of the Moon Goddess. So I think it's just time to get rid of these, even though they're very, very pretty. I really love like how they look. I just think it's time to not have them on my shelves, and also taking up so much space. Like I just don't have that much space. So I think I'm going to sell these. It's time to say goodbye. That does mean I get to keep hold of these ones for just a little longer. Let's put these the right way around. So, oh look, that's nice. We're making some space here. We're making space. I also have quite mixed opinions on these retellings. But for now, they're safe. Because also, look at that spine. So if I have retellings that I love more, I might keep those instead. But for now, they're safe. And then the rest of the shelf, I think, is safe. I like all of those. Okay, so here's the damage. These four are definitely getting rid. This is a maybe, and then these two are also on the getting rid of pile. I'm very proud of myself, actually. That feels like quite a big chunk. And then what do I do with this? Like, would I buy this again now? No. Okay, it's going on the pile. I'm being harsh. I'm being good. Okay, and then the final like mini section we have down here is romance and fantasy romance. So let's have a quick scan down here. I like all of these. I like all of these. I think I'm going to leave all of these. Like, Casey McQuiston, I didn't love Ika Shara Wheeler, but it's fine. Like, this is not packed to the brim yet. So I'll do a one in, one out kind of like mentality when I get some more romance books or fantasy romance books. For now, they can stay where they are. Okay, so let's try and organize this section. The top two bits are TBR, and then down here is stuff that I have read and really liked. And then this section is for the Reading Around the World book club, but it is at capacity and I've read another book and I cannot fit any more on there. So we have to think about where I can put that stack now as well. I might move this stack and have it so it's sitting kind of at the end of that bookshelf up there, or move some of those books up and then have this as kind of a Reading Around the World shelf in its entirety. Okay, so I've just pulled the Reading Around the World book club stack from there and I've put it up here. This doesn't quite make sense like in terms of organization, but like for now it feels better that they're over there. So we have more room to play with here. I kind of want to get more of the TBR up onto this shelf as well, just so like it's more contained. And usually I try and organize it so like books at this end are ones that I've been sent, so that I can kind of keep a track of what I need to be reading. Just realized that one needed to be there as well. And then also I do vaguely kind of in some form of genre order, but not very consistent. And this isn't an organization video. I'm going to do an organization video separately. We're just unhauling. Okay, so I've cleared this space too by getting it up here. We've done a little kind of fantasy stack, and then this is my books I've been sent, and then other. I would maybe do a different video where I show you my entire TBR if you are interested in that. And I might leave this up here because they kind of all go together in my head anyway. Basically though, I think I'm just going to have a keep having a play around with this shelf and see what orientation makes the most sense to me, because currently I'm kind of confused and I don't know what to do. I might like change it again and do all my book club books on here, so like my friend book club ones and also my Reading Around the World book club books, and just have this as like the book club shelf. That'd be kind of nice. And then I would also like have more space for up here. So I don't know, we're gonna see. But basically nothing's being unhauled from this section because I haven't read them yet. But let's go and finish off and do the non-fiction section. Really hard with non-fiction because like I might want to refer back to something, but I've read this book and I really didn't like it, and it didn't actually teach me anything about Nietzsche. So this is going on the unhaul pile. Oh my god, I'm like balanced very precariously up here now. What else do we have? I think these are all good and fine to stay. These can stay. How else are we doing down here? These are good. I think everything else can stay. Oh my god, I was just organizing them and I've realized there's one stuck right at the back that I didn't see. It's been stuck there for ages, which is a book that I did not enjoy. I do love that cover. But I think that's enough to get rid of for now. Oh my god, okay. I need to have two hands for this. Hold on. Oh, stay where you are. Okay, hopefully they stay where they are. Cool, we are making amazing progress. I've got a big old stack to go through already, so this is great. And I have some gaps on my shelves. So I think that's actually, we need to go downstairs. Let's see if I can unhaul anything from downstairs. Okay, I actually don't have that many books down here anymore, so let's just quickly go through them. So down here we have some board games and also some of my graphic novels, keeping all of those. Absolutely love both of those series. And then hidden behind here we have A Little Life and The Future Future. I didn't really love The Future Future, but I'm gonna keep it for now, and also I really like the cover. It might be time to get rid of this one, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I didn't really love it that much, and I don't think I'd lend it out to that many people, so this might go in the unhaul pile. Half of a Yellow Sun, I might keep this, oh god, I might keep this upstairs for now because it's part of my like reading around the world challenge. So I do have 2 copies of The Buried Giant, but I do really like it. I think it might be time to unhaul or give away this book. I actually stole this from my mum, so maybe I'll just return it to her. But I need to like figure out what I'm gonna have down here on these shelves. I love this little stack that is all staying, and then at the top we have The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which can also stay. But basically I really need to think about book organization in general, because like what types of books am I going to keep down here compared to what I keep upstairs? Are they going to be more like coffee table books? Like, I don't know, there's too many things to think about. So for now I'm just going to think of this as just an unhaul video. We're just taking books that I don't actually want to own anymore. Like, I'm not going to get too caught up in organization. So let's take these 3 upstairs. All right, so we have like a big old stack to go through. I might get rid of half of Yellow Sun, you know. I don't like this copy. And like, am I gonna reread it? Maybe not. I don't know, maybe I will keep it. I'll put it in the maybe pile. These 2 can go in the unhaul though. Seal Woman's Gift and Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Can I just say I'm so proud of myself for how many I've actually gotten rid of. Like I said 10 at the beginning of this, thinking I was gonna be so stingy. And I found so many more that I want to get rid of, which feels really good. So I'm going to be selling a lot of books and also giving some away as well, and then sending the other ones off to a charity shop if they don't sell. So let's go through all of the books that I'm getting rid of. Actually, let's go through my maybe pile first, and we'll see how I feel about them now that I've like done very well. This is my maybes. How do I feel about these? Which one's my favorite? Which one do I kind of not want to get rid of? I don't feel strongly about any of them. I might keep this one just because I don't have another Bosnia book, and like I'd be really annoyed if I got rid of it and it's like the only one that's been you know, translated. Like I don't know the situation, so I might just keep that one purely for practicality, and I might add all of these to the unhaul. I'm being crazy because I just don't really want to put them back on my shelf now, you know. Like I'm gonna keep this shelf clear, the one that we just like cleared, and have it as a nice empty like place that I can use. Actually, I don't want to put them back on like a little away, you know, shelf pile to like talk about again when I do another unhaul video. So I think these are also going on the unhaul. Should we go through every single one that I am unhauling and count them and see how well I've done? This is so many books that I'm getting rid of. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, let's go through all of these books that I'm getting rid of. First off, we have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This is like an American classic that I read and did not care that much about. So this one's going in the unhaul pile. It's kind of on lots of lists that are like books to read before you die kind of things, but I didn't really care about them that much. This is a book that I borrowed from my mum and I liked, but I didn't love. And so maybe it's time to give it back to her, or maybe sell it if you don't mind. Mum, comment below if you don't mind me selling that on your behalf. We also have Power, or The Power, another one that I didn't love that much, but I know that is incredibly well loved by other people. So one that I don't feel too bad about getting rid of because I feel like this will make someone very happy. But I just didn't love that story too much. Terry Pratchett, I'm getting rid of this because I have a cool old style cover, so don't feel bad about that one. The Underground Railroad, finally letting go of this one because I just don't like it, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Well, I kind of am a little bit afraid, but I'm admitting it. I don't like the Underground Railroad. Then we have the Farseer books, the 2 that I am getting rid of because I found preferred editions of. Although I do like them, but I don't love this series enough to keep 2 different copies of it. Then we have the random Game of Thrones one that I have. It's the second book in the Song of Ice and Fire. One day I'll have like a nice big collection and I'll like have them all as pretty special editions and I'll do a reread. This one, Mantis the Seduced Woman, same kind of feeling about this one as like The Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I read it, I'm glad I finished it, but actually I really didn't like that one. The random kids book that I have, Panda's Pajamas, The Land of Nod. Okay, and then we have one of the women's prize lists I'm getting rid of, The Blue Beautiful World. If you want my full thoughts on this, like I said, there is a vlog where I go through my experience of reading this one. Did not really like it. A non-fiction that I'm getting rid of, Nietzsche for Beginners. Just wish I would have learned more about Nietzsche from this book. It's actually not for beginners at all because it's really incomprehensible. It's also kind of strange. It's like in like a comic book format kind of, but it makes it harder to read. I wish it was just like more of a summary or a basic like overview of his ideas, but no, it was very, very difficult to read. Then we have Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I did enjoy this one. I did really enjoy it, and it does look pretty. I also read this on one of my first ever 24-hour readathons that I did with my friend Tori, so it feels kind of like nostalgic in that way. But like, do I want to put this back on my shelf now? Like, am I like really happy to have it and I want to display it? No. So it has to go, you know? Have to be brave. Oh, these two as well. Have to be brave about these. Finally getting rid of the 6 Crimson Cranes. Also, do you know what it really is I know that I paid full price for these, and so like, oh, £15 actually, that's not that bad. Like, I thought books are just so much more expensive these days. How much was this one back in the day? Oh, this one's 17. Okay. So it just feels like because I spent money on them, I want to keep them, but that shouldn't be the way. Because also I feel that same way about books that I've been gifted, and I'm like, oh, I've been gifted it, so I should keep it. No. Keep the ones you like, get rid of the ones you don't like. This is a very fun duology actually, and I also read the third kind of prequel, the third book that came out, which is a prequel of these two. I actually would say that I enjoyed that prequel more, but it is a fun young adult book, but not something that I like was obsessed with and want to reread, and that I would be like forcing into the hands of people who came over either. So for that reason, these are going in the bye-bye stack. Next up, we have Impossible Creatures. Sadly didn't enjoy this at all. I actually read this with Tasmin for their book club. They do a middle grade book club, and we did a live show over on Tasmin's channel where we discussed our feelings on this book. It's just like, for me, it was compared to like Tolkien and Philip Pullman and stuff, and like, it's just not. It's like fun for like one read through, maybe for like a child, but like, it's not something that you're like, oh my god, like timeless storytelling, if you get what I mean. Next up we have an arc. I'm not sure if I can get rid of this. I don't know what to do with arcs, like, 'cause I know that you're not really allowed to sell them. Am I? Can I sell this? No, it's out? I don't know. Anyway, I really hated this one, which is such a shame because I really liked Kylie Reid's other book, which was, what's it called? Such a Fun Age. But this one was not it, honestly. I really did not like it. Next up, a classic we're getting rid of. That's nice to have like extra space on my classic shelf. Scarlet Letter. Didn't like the book. Do not like this edition. What? Amazon Classics? Like, I definitely did not buy this for myself. I think I've stolen it from someone or like from somewhere, because I would not buy Amazon Classics. I don't know. And then we have The Vanishing Half, which I need to find the, what's the word? Dust jacket for. I got this secondhand, I can see. I got it for $3.99. It was fine. I didn't really get the hype around it that much. It was just like, okay, so that's also going to be sent to a better home. And then these are the ones that I was thinking maybe that I'm now putting on the definitely getting rid of pile. Oh wait, I said I was keeping Half of Yellow Sun, didn't I? I'm going to keep that for now. That can stay over there. I'm getting rid of Exciting Times. I think I'll feel lighter once I get rid of these ones. Carrie Soto's back. This is actually, I recommend this book. I actually do really recommend it, but I don't want it, I'm not going to reread it and like have it, don't need to have it on hand, you know? And I also literally despise this cover, so. And then Poor Things, I'm getting rid of. And then Night Bloom as well. Also just like, didn't love it enough to hold on to. So easy come, easy go, you know? Comes into my life, it leaves. That is, how many books is that? 1, 2, that is 23 books that I'm getting rid of today. I'm so proud of myself. I feel like that's like a real good clear out. And now I'm like prepped and primed for a proper reorganization, because I like organizing by genre and I like having like a separate TBR and everything. But just as I add books, like as things cycle through my TBR shelf and then get placed on my actual shelves, things get really clogged up in different areas, and so I need to like have a big, serious clear out where I'm like actively thinking about how I'm using my shelves. So that's going to be an upcoming video, no doubt. I'm also going to be building new shelves soon. I'm going to be doing 2 shelves here on this TBR one above me, instead of just one, and then also kind of like having this kind of corner Just like basically having a lot more shelves on there, but smaller shelves, like thinner. So I'm going to be building those very soon, which will be very, very fun. But yeah, final glance at this stack. This is the final stack. If you are interested in buying any of these books from me, then maybe I will link my Vinted below. They'll all be up there for a very reasonable price, unless I'm giving them away to other people. So maybe check the link in my bio for that. But other than that, thank you so much for doing this unhaul with me. I feel so much more responsible and motivated when you are watching. You're watching me do this, meaning I'm like, I have to be realistic because I have to say it all out loud, like all my thinking of like what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. So thank you very much for spending this time with me today. And that is all from me. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and go and like and watch all my other videos, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!